Welcome back to another episode of Procrastination Garage. My name's Matt. This week, what do? We head to the mountains of northeastern Oregon. We do a little bit of work, we do a little bit of play. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please hang around till the end and hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and tell all your friends. See you at the end. It's Sunday evening, and what do we got going on here? Ooh, it looks like maybe we're going to go have some fun. It's about 2 o'clock Monday afternoon, and guess where I just arrived? Yep, I'm at the cabin. It's Memorial Day. I'm going to be here for a couple of nights, and this is supposed to be a recreation trip, not a work trip. But that being said, I did bring 2 chainsaws up, and I do have one project to take care of today before the end of the day. And I'm not alone. Dog is with me. Say hi, Skeeter. Today's project is to take care of these 2 piles of brush. I'm going to burn them. Up here on the mountain, we have a very limited time, a little limited burn window, because by the time the snow melts, it doesn't take long before the county puts a burn ban into effect. So by the next time I come up here, that burn ban likely will be in place. So I need to do it now. And if I start the fire today, there's a dog. If I start the fire today, it'll be out by the time I leave on Wednesday. So let's get that started. Well, that didn't take long. Got a pretty good roaring fire here. Just got to keep an eye on the branches over on those trees there until it settles down a little bit. Things are still green enough, it shouldn't really be a problem. I'm not going to burn this pile separately. I'm going to move everything here onto that one as it burns down. I don't need another burn pile out here. So we'll work on that the rest of the day. That has burned down nicely and quickly. So now I'm going to start putting the wood from over there onto this fire. Making progress. That pile's getting smaller. Still got a good fire going on there. While we're waiting for the fire to burn down, I can go ahead and get the water system up and running for the season. You can see my homebrew water system back in here. It consists of one of those outdoor shower hot water heaters that runs off a propane bottle. I have a couple of small pressure tanks up there, and then I've got it's a 120 volt pump, like an RV pump. And then I've got a bunch of water lines run using CPVC. And then that piece of PVC there and the one over there, those dip down into 7-gallon water jugs. We have no running water up here. This is a primitive cabin, so this is what I've developed. And then for toilet facilities, it's just a porta potty. I do have an unfinished shower. One day I'll get that done. And then I've got a sink out here in the bathroom area. And then I've got a kitchen sink in the kitchen area. At the end of the season, I dip these 2, we'll call them straws, down into some RV antifreeze. And I suck that all through the system. And it's mainly so I can get the hot water heater, put RV antifreeze in it, so anything that freezes up, it won't break. The pressure tanks up there, I actually shut them off. So once they've drained out, I shut them off, and then I don't send anything up in there. So what we want to do to start is this little coffee can down there. We want to fill it with just regular water, and we want to run that through the water system first to get out any of the RV antifreeze. This water, I don't really consider it potable. I bring extra water for drinking and stuff, but it's good enough for cleaning stuff in. So, but like I said, first things first, let's run some regular water through the system. I filled the coffee can with about 1 gallon of water. I got all my valves closed, which include the shower valve as well. And then I've got 2 drain valves right down there. So when I flip this switch on here, It should pressurize the system. You can see it starting to suck liquid out of there. It'll shut off here in a minute. Yeah, it may drain that all the way out for, okay, it just barely did. So I'm going to add some more water to that real quick. All right, it's filled back up. Now if we come over to the sink here, we turn water on. Here's the cold water. Should start out pink. Should turn to clear. All right, that's the cold water. Do the same with the hot. Wait till it turns to clear. Okay, and then we'll do the shower, and I'll also do the kitchen sink. And we need to do the same to the shower. Here's the cold. There's the hot. Now don't judge me on the shower. This shower is a work in progress. It's not even complete. I need to plumb the drain. It needs to go into a RV kitchen container, and I haven't gotten around to doing it yet. So right now, it's just a shower to look at. It's not one to use. This propane tank here is what powers the hot water heater. So I went ahead and opened it up. I also need to install 2 D batteries. They go right up in here. And that's to power the igniter. And I take them out every fall. So let me put those in. The batteries are installed. So now I need to open the valve that's back in there that lets water go up into the pressure tanks. And then I need to install a couple of 7-gallon water jugs down here that the 2 straws go into. Water tanks installed. Valves open. And when I flip the electrical back on, it should pressurize again. It may take a little bit because the pressure tanks have to fill up. It took a while to pressurize. In fact, I had to open a valve a little bit to help it along. Anyway, now, if we turn on the hot water and wait a few minutes, not even a few minutes, the igniter should kick on. Now we're still feeding some air through there. Oh, already it's getting warm. In fact, it's getting hot. Hot, hot. So the one thing about this hot water heater is that when it ignites, the exhaust comes out the top of it here. So this area gets warm. This would be a downside if you were going to use it for long periods of time, but I'm using it briefly for just filling up a sink or whatever. So the hot water doesn't run very long. So having the exhaust gases vent in here in the bathroom isn't a big deal. If it became a big deal, you could figure a better way to vent it, but I've had the system up and running now for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, and it's really not a problem. It's not a fire hazard. It's not a gas problem. It just works. So you may be wondering, how long do the 2 containers of water, basically 14 gallons, last? It'll last me a couple of trips up here, maybe 3. I have 4 containers, so when 2 of them are empty, I take them back, fill them up, and bring them up the next trip. So that works pretty good. I can also get water locally. There's a spring not too far from here that's got clean running water, so if I run out, I can go get water there. The secondary pile is pretty much gone, just needs some cleanup. And the main pile is burning down. Still pretty hot though, so I'm going to wait until it burns down and just as coals, and then I will come back and rake all the other pieces up and throw them on here and burn them. And that'll give me a fairly good looking yard. Well, I mean, best can be expected up here anyway. I almost forgot. I brought homework with me. Yeah, I brought up some of these short pieces of 2x6 to turn them into kindling, because I need more kindling up here. So I'll take care of that tonight. All right, I lied. I'm not going to get it all done tonight. Once I start doing it, I realize how much work it really is. I always forget that. So anyway, I got this pile done. I'll show you what's left in the truck. I've got this much left in the truck. I think I'm about a third, maybe a little over a third done. So I've got a couple days. I'll just make sure I have it done before I leave. She's burning down quite nicely. All right, I think I'll take some time, clean all this mess up, get it on the pile. Fire's still burning. Look at that. All raked up. I've got a little pile over there, and I've got to rake up over around this side of the fire. I'm just waiting until it cools down or gets in the shade or something. It's about 6 o'clock. I've got everything raked up and on the fire. Looks real clean around here. This is probably the best it's looked in years. All right, we're done for the day. It's Tuesday, just afternoon, and check out my pile of soon-to-be kindling. Yeah, it's looking better, right? Got a big pile of kindling there. I filled this plastic tote up completely. We're making some progress. And last night's fire, it's all burned down. Looking good, right? Area's still clean. Although the more I think about it, it may not stay clean, because I may pile up some more brush, and I don't want to put it on there because I'd hate for it to catch fire because there's still some hot embers in there. So I may end up creating another pile over here again, but that's all right. It's time to get the ATV unloaded. We've got a little bit of work to do out on the road leading in here. The ATV's unloaded, and we've got the chainsaw in the back. Let's go find some trees to cut. This is the area I want to cut out. Now see, you can get around it okay, but it shouldn't be hanging over the road. So we'll go ahead and cut this up. And then it got some stuff hanging over the road there. Got that piece here that's right on the edge. And then a little bit further around there's some more. So we'll just take care of all this and make the road more pleasant. I've actually got an idea with some of this stuff. I think I'm going to drag it back up around the corner there. There's an area where the road used to go out into this little meadow area, and now it's become runoff and grass is growing in there. Maybe if you can just kind of see it up there to the right. Zoom in a little bit. So I'm thinking maybe if I start stacking some trees and stuff in there, that'll keep people from driving up through there and let that area rehabilitate. That's the word I'm looking for, rehabilitate. That was the area right there, all cleaned up. A year ago, this was all trees. It was clear cut last summer by the company that owns it. It's a timber company, that's what they do. They grow trees and they cut them. So that's what it looks like. It's kind of depressing, but you get over there and you see it's all green. And then if you look far enough up, you can see some tamaracks. Let's zoom in a little bit. So all that area there was also clear cut a few years ago. Now I don't remember how many years ago, 6, 7, less than 10. And it was replanted the next summer with some tamaracks, little trees that were about a foot tall. And now they're 8, 10, working on 20 feet. This closer area here was also replanted, but it was replanted with some kind of pine. And they're kind of a slow growing thing, which is too bad because I like the tamaracks better. But it just goes to show it'll all be okay in the end. I hated to see them log around here. I've been coming up here ever since I was a kid and always loved the forest, but actually this is the second time this area has been clear cut since my family's owned property up here. And in fact, the trees you see off in the distance there, the bigger trees, that's what it looked like. That's what all of this looked like. And that had all been clear cut back in the early 80s. So Mother Nature will take care of it. We just gotta wait a little while. Here's another view from over closer to our property. If you look in the distance there, you can see that's what was logged last summer, clear cut over there. This is the area that was logged, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago. I'll try and figure out a date. And these are the trees they planted over on this side. I don't know what kind of pine tree they are or fir tree, but they're kind of slow growing. And then just on the other side of this road here, these are all tamaracks. They were planted at the same time, and they grow a whole lot faster. Every spring I need to spray for carpenter ants. Carpenter ants, they want to eat your house. So I see where I've got some activity out in my shed. I don't see any in the cabin, which is good. But anyway, I've mixed up a gallon of spray, and I need to go around and spray the bases of all the buildings. And I like to spray inside the perimeter of the buildings too. So let's do it. All right, spraying is done. 2 cabins, 2 outhouses, and 2 sheds. Oh, and a wood shed too. There's my wood shed. So anyway, that's all I've got left of the kindling. Let's go ahead and knock that out. Look at that, the pile's gone. It's just after 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I figured I ought to go for an ATV ride. I'm probably gonna leave fairly early in the morning. I mean, early by 8 o'clock or so. So I probably won't ride then. I'll probably actually load up tonight. So I want to take at least one ride and go out and do some exploring and check out my favorite view. This is the reason I love to come out here. It's a $1 million view. Way over that direction, about where that little patch of snow is, just above it, you can maybe see it. It's a tower. It's a fire tower, and we snowmobile over in that area sometimes. You can see a little bit of snow over there left too. Not much. I guess that's enough fun. The sun's starting to go down a little bit. Should head back to the cabin. It's dinner time. It's about 11 a.m. Thursday morning and we're headed home. We had a fun time at the cabin, got a little bit of work done, but I've got a date with the lawnmower this afternoon, so let's get on. That's a wrap on this week's Procrastination Garage. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This video is a little on the shorter side, which is probably a good thing. And I can't really tell you why right now, but it'll be more clear in next week's video, I think. Anyway, it was a good trip to the cabin, had a lot of fun, got a little bit of work done. Remember, the #1 goal of Procrastination Garage is to get me motivated to do things, to get me down in the shop working, get me up in the mountains playing, or working around the yard, or in this case, up at the cabin. I hope you guys will hit the like button, I hope you'll subscribe, and I hope you'll tell your friends. Down in the comments, tell me about the projects you're working on, or better yet, the projects you're procrastinating about. Until next week, my name is Matt, and this is Procrastination Garage.